you might be getting some sort of theme here recently with technology, specifically video games. This is the second time now that I've put up a picture of a video game controller. This is my PlayStation 5 controller, and it's all white with accents. I think these are they look purple, and I think they actually are purple. I think they were probably colored a little bit by the light I used, but I think they are purple, and that's a controller stick on the left-hand side. So this is a PlayStation controller that's all white, and I thought it would be a fun opportunity to play around with my off-camera lighting, my Pavo tubes that I've been using recently. This is a different kind of shot in some ways, though. First, it's a actual macro shot. The buttons you're looking at here, each button is, boy, I don't know, they're small. They like a 1/4 inch in diameter, probably less than 1/4 inch in diameter. So I really needed my macro lens. I didn't use it just because I like the lens. Like, I needed an actual close-up lens for this. And I also didn't shoot this on my washing machine. I shot this on the floor, pretty much. This controller is sitting almost directly beneath my camera, which is on a tripod looking downward. I have a ball head that lets you position the camera in pretty much any direction. So the camera is tilted almost directly downward. And this controller is actually sitting on top of a couple cardboard boxes maybe, or a couple books I had lying around. So there, if you saw the behind the scenes, you'd be very disappointed. It's just like the floor of our laundry room with the controller sitting on some books. It's not fancy, but it looks fancy because of the lighting, and that's what I'm really enjoying here. I didn't quite know how to light this shot, though. It was a fun experiment. I took dozens of photos before settling on this one. And I don't know if that comes through in the final image. Like, if you look at this and you think, wow, this is clearly the dozens and dozens of photos we did this. I don't know. It might look a little more simpler than that. But it took a lot of work to get this photo. And one thing I did a little differently when I took this was the lighting from the right-hand side. That orange light is way off to the side. That's like several feet away. And I wanted to have like a much broader glow, not as concentrated of a glow. And then the other light is actually held by me in my hand. It's not sitting on a little light stand or anything. I'm just sort of holding it. And I took a lot of pictures with my left hand kind of waving around back and forth. And I wanted that X button sharp. And I used live view, manual focus to get that X button really nice and sharp. And I think this is shot at f11 with a 1 second exposure. And I wanted like a subtle fall off in depth of field for the rest of the controller. And I ended up with this photo because the buttons looked three-dimensional. They had this sense of depth to them that was missing in some of the other photos, and that was a result of, again, the lighting. I noticed that as I waved the light in my left hand around, the brighter light, like I think it was light blue or something, or purplish, it created different shadows in different directions on the buttons. And in the end, it was this particular one that I liked the most. I also like how on the left-hand side, the little thumb controller stick, it's got that highlight, that orange highlight, where you can't even see most of that controller stick, but you know something's there because the highlight. Like, this off-camera lighting is so fun, and I'm having such a good time with it.